Hey guys, it's Rianne, and today I am doing a very highly requested video. This is my foundation routine video. I actually had one from before, but I took it down because it's no longer what I do for my foundation. So that is why this one is kind of an updated version. I'm just going to go through the brushes that I'm using in this tutorial. The first one I'm using is a foundation brush. This is the Chanel foundation brush. The next brush I use is this Lancome brush, which I actually got as a gift with purchase, but it's just a big fluffy brush to apply my bronzer and my translucent powder. Then I also use this blush brush from Lancome. I also use this Brow Tech brush for my Brow Tech, and I use this sponge brush to clean up any mascara, which I'll show you guys how I'll do that too. I hope you guys are excited and enjoy this video, and let's get started. So the first step to my foundation routine I've actually already done, and that is applying my moisturizer. I use the Clinique Even Better Moisturizer. This is my favorite moisturizer. I've been using it for I don't even know how long. And so what I do is right after I get out of the shower, I wash my face, and then I pat my face dry to kind of lock in the moisture, and then I use this. So that way it's as moisturized as possible. This is really, really good if you have combination skin because the dry areas will get taken care of and moisturized, but you won't look oily and get over moisturized in other areas, if that makes sense. The first real step to the application of my foundation is to apply my foundation, and that is the Chanel Vitalumiere Aqua foundation. I really like this foundation a lot. I am going to be doing a full video review of this foundation. So the way that you use it is you shake it up like this, and then I take it on the back of my hand, like so. And then I just take a foundation brush and I kind of just paint it onto my face. A little bit of this foundation goes a really long way. So after I've got my foundation all done, the next thing I do is I use my concealer. This is actually a concealer primer, and it's a little tester too that I've had for maybe like 3 months now, and I haven't actually run out yet, so that's really good. And this is the Benefit Stay Don't Stray. I will be probably buying the full size of it very soon. It's actually a primer for concealer. I don't know if I already said that, but I use it as a concealer and it works perfectly for me. So that's what I use it as. And I just dot this here and here. Just 2 dots to conceal sort of under eye circle sort of situations. And then anywhere I have like redness or I feel like I need extra coverage, I just put a dot. The reason I do my concealer after I am done with my foundation is because sometimes you may think you need to conceal things, but you don't really need to because your foundation will take care of it. So this kind of helps not put on as much product. And the way that I blend the concealer I put under my eyes in is actually not by sweeping this way, because that kind of pulls the product away from the area you're focusing on. What I actually do is I dab my brush right under in this area, and that kind of helps to disperse the product evenly, but it also covers the area that we're trying to cover. My next step is to apply my translucent powder. I use the Chanel translucent powder. It is a pressed translucent powder, as you can see, and I just take that on this brush, and I actually don't put this all over my entire face. I stick it right up here on my forehead, and then I also put it right here on my sort of nose area and the tops of my cheeks and my chin. The next thing I do is apply my bronzer. I actually have a tester of the bronzer from Lancome called the Bronze Solaire bronzer. As you can see, I don't even know when this is going to run out because I've been using it for a really long time, but you know, that's even better. So I just swirl the same brush that I put my pressed powder on with, and then I just kind of use this to do a 3B sort of shape along the sides of my face. So that's the end of sort of what I do for my skin as far as putting my foundation on. This is probably where I would stop. And then when I do the actual makeup look that I'm going to be doing that day, I do apply a blush. I'm going to be applying Totally Tawny by Clinique today, just to kind of give you a feel of how I apply my blush. So what I do is I kind of try to do it back here on sort of the, what would you call this, the top of my jawbone, and I bring it forward and then up a little bit as well. Of course, for different looks, you can apply your blush differently. You can bring it up to the apples of your cheeks if you're looking for like a really youthful sort of you know, trying to draw attention to the blush, but in the cases that I decide to do it naturally, I just apply it this way. I don't think I really can call the makeup that I'm going to do right now my everyday makeup routine, because usually when I do my makeup, I am, you know, testing different things out so I can show them to you guys. So I don't really have an everyday makeup routine because I change it up so often. But something I do apply when I don't have a lot of time and I don't have time to do a full-on makeup look is I do still apply my Painterly Paint Pot because it gives your lids a really nice finish. So I'm just going to apply that. I don't think you can probably tell that well right now, but if you look at this side as opposed to this side, this lid just looks so much more cleaned up, and it just looks more polished and ready for the world. Than this side looks a little bit more veiny and not as attractive. So the next part of my routine usually is I do my brows. I use the Smashbox Brow Tech with the brush that comes with it. And the way that I do this is first I pick up this darker brown color on this side, and I just kind of apply that to more of the body of my brow, as I like to call it. I try not to apply so much, but I do like to fill in sort of the gaps. The point is not to overwhelm your brows too much, because the brow trend is really in, but it's very easy to go a little bit overboard, and then when they don't look natural, that's when there's a problem. So the next thing we're going to do is pick up the lighter color in this little palette, and then I just kind of place that right where my brow sort of begins, and I swoosh it up like that. And then I go ahead and pick up the wax, which is this part right here. The next thing I'm going to do is apply a brown eyeliner. The reason I'm going to apply brown today, even though I usually apply black, is because on the days where I don't really want to experiment with eyeshadow colors or looks or anything like that, I usually go to brown because it's more natural. So I'm just going to line my waterline. Next I'm going to curl my lashes. The lash curler that I have is from Lancome. I got it as a gift with purchase, but it's really high quality, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. At this point I kind of decide whether or not I want to set my makeup with my Mist and Set spray. I use the one by e.l.f. So I'll just go ahead and do that today because it's a little bit warmer where I live. So what I do is I hold this about this far away, well you can't really see, about a foot away from my face, and I just kind of spray. If you do end up using this particular Mist and Set spray, you will notice that the water particles do kind of sit on your skin for a little while, but don't panic because they do get absorbed eventually. You just have to be patient. So the next thing I'm going to do is apply my mascara. The mascara that I'm loving right now is the Hypnose Drama Mascara by Lancome. So I don't usually put mascara on my bottom lashes, only because I hate it when it starts to smudge and get on my bottom lash line. So I'm going to go ahead and skip that. Of course you can do that if that's what you do. So I did get a little bit of black on my lid, but that's good because I kind of wanted to show you guys my trick. So what I do is I take one of these sponge applicator brushes and I take Painterly Paint Pot or whatever eyeshadow color I was using, and I just go ahead and I just dab it over that area. And it erases the mistake you made almost instantly. And once I apply my Burt's Bees chapstick, I'm good to go. That's the end of my kind of foundation routine. Keep you guys' eyes peeled for the Chanel Vitalumiere Aqua review that I have coming up, and I will talk to you next time. Bye guys!